Welcome to the lesson. This is lesson number 35. Thanks for tuning in. Dave Hill coming at you. Hope you guys are enjoying these lessons and you're learning a lot. I've been having a great time doing them, and it's been a real pleasure to come into your homes and educate you on the world of guitar and music. So it's hope we're going to have a long relationship here. So let's talk today about what we're going to do and review a little bit of the information, because there's always things that you can practice that you need to go back and reevaluate where you're at with your knowledge. And what I mean by that is going back and reviewing the chords that we've been working on, and really make sure that you see the way the neck is all put together here. And we do a lot of that in these lessons, but it's important because this knowledge and this course is something that we're really compressing a lot of information in these short video lessons. But that doesn't mean that that's all there is to do in these 20-minute lessons. You got to take it home. You got to take this knowledge and really practice it on your own and apply it and push yourself. So take every one of these lessons and really see if you can broaden your base of knowledge and put it to use. I would recommend for everybody to buy some song books that have opportunities to play popular songs of your favorite bands or whatever artist or group that you like, and try some of the chords that we're learning in this course and apply them to the song books. You might even buy something called a reel book. A reel book is a great tool to practice any kind of music with, or to learn anything about music. It's a great source of just a lot of songs, and you can get a reel book at most music stores or perhaps online. But what it is a collection of standards, mostly Western music, mostly associated with American jazz standards, bebop, pop songs, but they're commonly called reel books, and you can get them at most music stores. And they're the best $30 or $40 you're ever going to spend, because you literally have, 400 songs in a reel book. And you can open it up at any page of the book, and then you just have access to a million songs that you can practice all these chords to. So we're going to do some of that. I might even use them on my some remaining lessons in our course and show you how that will work. Okay, so I've taken the liberty to write some of the voicings that we've already got available on our board here so we can review these. So why don't we take a look at some of these voicings here and just make sure that these are under your fingers, okay? So I'm going to go back to the K system again to show you this and just relate it to everything here. This combination of chords right here are all based off of the E form, because it originated from the open E chord. Okay, I know you know that because you've been practicing hard. Okay, but when we want to get beyond the major triad sound, we get into extended chords such as major sevenths and dominant sevenths, and that's where these voicings all come from now. So this is your 6-string major seventh voicing, and the circled note is the root. And there's even other chords in this position you're going to be able to get into, but we've started off by using this chord a lot. So this is something that you should be pretty familiar with. And the particular notes that we're playing, in fact, are the root, the major seventh, the third, and the fifth. Okay? Root, major seventh, third, and fifth. Okay? The next chord here I've written out is the minor seventh. It's called a minor seventh because there's a minor third right here, and there's a flat 7 or a minor 7. Okay? And most people play it and finger it like that. You could even play with your thumb if you'd like to play the root. And that, once again, comes from this open bar chord that moved and became a movable shape. A minor chord can be a minor 7th. Okay? So remember, even these chords here can get more sophisticated by just adding the 7th. So this minor triad becomes a minor 7th. Okay? This next chord I wrote out brings back the major third, but still has the flat 7 in it, and then we have what's called a dominant 7th, or simply called a 7th. Okay, you might just see that written in this case G7. Okay, so major 7th, minor 7th, dominant 7th. Okay, and there's more possibilities of chord voicings in this position, but these are the main ones that you're going to play a lot. Okay, so let's make sure that you practice those. Okay, now on the other side here, you'll see some chords that are originating from the 5th string root, okay? there's the root here. So if I were to go up a fourth here and play from this chord, we know that these chords originated from the open A shape. Okay? Which just becomes a movable triad like that. But of course we know we want more than just triads sometimes for songs, so we apply one more third above the triad structure and we get major sevenths. Okay, and that's what this chord is. And this is voiced 1, 5, major 7, third. Pleasant chord, and it's very, very nicely played right there. Now we also know by creating dropping the major third to a minor third and the major seventh to a minor seventh, we get, right, a minor seventh. And all we have to do here is bar our first finger across, and we got, that's what this means, bar. So you're playing the fifth on the top there. Okay, so there's your minor seventh voicing. Major seven and minor seven. Okay? And then, once again, we also know by bringing the major third back into this chord, we get the dominant seventh, voiced 1, 5th, flat 7, major third. Okay, so we've got major 7th here, dominant 7th, minor 7th, major 7th, dominant 7th, minor 7th. Okay? And then I had to handwrite a few more down here in the bottom, and you can see what I've written out. These roots are on the 4th string, okay? So once again, if I go up a 4th, again, I get the roots running along the 4th string, which makes for some nice chords that have a little bit of a brighter sound on the top 4 strings. And the only challenge with these chords is making sure that you don't hit the open strings in the bottom. So you have to use your thumb a lot to mute the strings in the bottom. Okay, so now we have major 7th here. And we have dominant 7th here by dropping the major 7th down to the flat 7. And then we have a minor 7th. Let me fix my mic here. By dropping the 3rd down to the minor 3rd, and we have this. Okay? So there's a lot of power knowing these 3 groups of chords really well, because essentially you can play almost any song now with hardly any movement at all because of these because of the structure of these chords, and it allows you the access to so many different keys in a very short span of the neck. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to work on playing a song now that is going to be possible to play. We're going to see if we can kind of keep it in a range of the guitar without having to move around a lot, to force yourself to really make sure you're playing all these chords and not just move into your 2 or 3 favorite chords, but you're really practicing a lot of your shapes, or these 9 shapes we've got on the board. Okay? So let's go ahead and bring the progression up now, and I'm going to show you what we're going to play. And yeah, let's do that right now. Okay, so we're back, and now we have the perfect vehicle to orchestrate our practice here by looking at my progression over here. So I've come up with a progression that sounds musical and it applies to all the chords that we just talked about, and we can talk about now how we would go about choosing the positions of the chords. So what I like to do is just decide from playing the first chord of the progression in the lowest position I can play it in, and then I use that to establish the range that I'm going to be working out on my guitar. So in this case, I'm going to play the minor 7th based off of the 5th string root right here. That chord, because it perfectly is suited for this range in my neck, the 3rd fret. From that point on, I'm going to be able to stay pretty much in this position because these other shapes that I've written here are all available to me. Okay, so if I start off C minor right here, okay, and you go, okay, well now I'm going to go to F minor. Okay, a lot of people might go, okay, well no problem, I'll go here. However, do we really have to do that? We don't really have to move that same voicing up here to F. It's an F minor chord, there's no doubt about that, but we can really play an F minor 7 right in the same position by using this shape over here, right? That's what I want you to do. I want you to stay in a close range of your guitar neck. Once you establish a position, stay in that position by using the remaining chords here to keep it in a close range, okay? So that's fine. We go to this chord. The next chord is major 7th, and in fact it's A flat major 7. Now we can simply grab this chord because it's a 6-string root, and we have a 6-string chord right over there. So we've played in the 3 chords here. We've utilized all 3 positions by staying in one position, and that's what's effective about this little practice routine. Tell yourself to stay in a 5 or 6 fret span on your neck, and you'll force yourself to play all the voicings at one point or another through the course of this progression.